Now, through my live COSI Talk show on Facebook, I've had the opportunity to get to know so many people from the global limb loss community. I love hearing their unique stories and how they handle and continue to fight the day-to-day challenges after becoming amputees. Sometimes, I'm fortunate enough to get to meet some of my viewers in person. Through a nice stroke of luck, I was at a professional physical therapy conference where I met Jan, a fellow physical therapist, and her husband Jeff, who is an above-the-knee amputee. Both had been following my show for some time, and I was so excited to be able to sit with them and have them tell me about their personal journey. Stick around and listen up.
Hi everybody, Kosi Bayoso here with Restore Your Everyday, physical therapist, amputee specialist, and I have some very special guests here with us today. I have Jan and Jeff Weiland.
Hello, good morning.
So
Hello.
Jeff has graciously offered to be our patient model for this particular segment, and his wife Jan happens to be a physical therapist as well. So this is kind of a special treat for me to be able to interview these two folks. So, first of all, how long have you all been married?
Long time?
Long time.
10 years.
10
Actually,
years.
this year is 10 years.
And how did you meet?
Oh boy.
Is it
We
PG,
met,
or is it,
no,
yeah,
we met
is it a story?
online,
We met
actually.
online.
Really?
Yes.
Met online?
Very
Yes.
nice. And both of you are in Florida area?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Jan, how long have you been a physical therapist?
12 years.
Very nice. And what is your particular specialty?
Well, I love to work with seniors, first of all, because in Florida, we have quite
Just
a few of them.
Just
so
a few.
there's a lot of there's a lot of patients here. But yeah, I mean, seniors are great, and women. I love doing women's health as well.
Very good.
Yeah.
So Jeff, I was admiring your leg here. Tell us a little bit about your story and how things happened.
I'm an amputee. Can you tell?
Yes, just a little bit. No.
I got in an accident in 1984 on a motorcycle. I had my leg ripped off at the knee, and they tried to put it back on. And that went on for 8 years. And the circulation died in the foot, so I told them to cut it off. So they cut it off, and I was a baloney amputee for 18 years, and did just fine. Raised 2 kids, had a business, broke a lot of feet, a lot of legs.
So you were telling me you go through a lot of knees.
I did.
Your prosthetist.
I used to keep spares in the truck. And when I would break the foot off or something, it's like I told one of the guys, go to the truck and get me another. It's in the back behind the seat. You just put it on and you just kept going. Low knee was really cool. Then I had an aneurysm, and it didn't go to my heart or my head, it went to my leg. And when they put my leg back on, they put it on with an artificial main artery, and it got stuck there. So I went to the hospital, and the same guy come in, he goes, I gotta cut your leg off. And I said, you already did that once.
We've already done the song and dance, yeah.
He says, I gotta go a little higher. I said, well, that's the last time you're going any higher. Because you're getting a little personal. So,
Buy me dinner first.
so they cut it off.
Little wine.
They just cut it off, and I went home the next day on crutches and went back to work the following day doing estimates on crutches. And then they gave me another leg, and I became an above knee amputee.
It's hard to stop.
I'm still going.
So
That's my story.
that's a very amazing, it's a long story though. That's
know.
a long time.
Well, it's
That's a
just-
long, no, but meaning it's
I was
a long
summing it up
journey.
for you.
No. Meaning it's a long journey that you've been through, just, motorcycle accident first,
Yes.
and then so many years waiting and waiting and waiting.
Yes.
Here on Restore Your Everyday, we talk a lot about the personal journey and that moment where you realize life is going to go on. Some people have the one aha moment, some people have several moments. What would you say is a moment like that for you?
I think it was easier for me when I made the decision to just have them cut it off. I was trying to fight it to save it. I was in so much pain, it was ridiculous. And between the legal drugs and the illegal drugs, I was going to kill myself anyways. So, honestly. I mean, that was it. So having it cut off was probably the best thing that ever happened. The pain went away.
And then, so Jan, as a physical therapist being married to an amputee, I know I'm like always nitpicking. My husband's not an amputee, but he's got back pain, he's got some issues, and I'm always nitpicking him.
Yeah.
How is that in your marriage, being a physical therapist and trying to, he's laughing.
I'm always at work. I'm always at work. Trying to tell him things like, you're walking a little funny. I think that's up too high, or something like your foot's turning out. You know, got to readjust that because I mean, sometimes you can't see,
Right.
you know, or feel actually, but I can see what it's looking like.
There you go. There you go. So, Jeff, you're obviously an extremely active person. You were telling me about some of the antics you were doing in replacing your sprinkler system. How did you, is there a particular sport or particular activity that you looked forward to getting back into after amputation?
Racing.
Have you been able to?
I didn't stop riding until about a year and a half ago. And we ended up selling the last motorcycle for just riding, like going out and riding together. We finally sold the last one because, you know, people try to kill you down here in Florida.
Dangerous, very dangerous.
And we have 7 grandchildren, so we decided to get rid of the last one. So I do miss that quite a bit. But as in racing, I kept racing throughout the years until I met her.
Had to put a stop to that.
Next question, no. So when you were getting back into racing, what was one of the probably the most significant physical limitations that you felt you had to adjust to?
When I was a below knee amputee, there wasn't any.
Okay.
There's a big difference between being below knee and above knee. When I went above knee, there was some limitations, definitely. You know, shifting became a big issue on a motorcycle. So I had to go to an electronic shifter.
Okay.
And then you just don't put your foot down because when your foot hits, your leg flies off.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
There's
Yeah.
no knee there. It
You're
just
like,
goes-
ask me how I
it's
know that.
impressive. So, but yeah, you know, from going from below knee to above knee, the very first above knee that they gave me was not computerized. And mentally that was very challenging because you have to think of every step. And it was so mentally challenging, it was so stressful. And then when I got the sea leg, it was just like life started over again. I didn't have to think about it. It was always there for me. And I've stuck with the sea leg ever since. So.
Well, Jeff is going to be working with us to work on some exercises on getting back to fitness. So thank you, both of you, for agreeing to be my victims today.
Thanks for having us.
All right, folks, stick around. We're going to get to some exercises and talk to one of our golf and tennis experts.